Welcome. This is an invitation to author, physicist, and consciousness expert Tom Campbell's MBT event in Los Angeles, October 29th and 30th. But this event kicks off the night before on the 28th with a Q&A, a meet and greet with Tom, and a very special screening of the Path film, The Path Evolution. And we have with us today on audio, April Hanna, the producer of the film. April, tell us about the movie.
Thanks, Marla. Well, we're so excited to bring The Path Evolution to LA. Actually, this has been an 8-year journey, and The Path Evolution is the third film in a trilogy set. So our director, Mike Habernig, basically went on a journey almost 10 years ago in trying to find out the answers to what happens when people die. He had about 10 to 12 people in a year pass away, and he began to ask the questions, is there really life after death? So we both got together, kind of a long story short here, we both got together and decided to make a 3-part trilogy film series on consciousness. And the first one is called The Path Afterlife, and that really takes the viewer through what happens when people die. Is there life after death? We were trying to answer these questions for ourselves personally. And once we got the answers to that, and we believe that yes, energy does move on, consciousness lives, then we came to creating the second film, The Path Beyond the Physical. And The Path Beyond the Physical is about out-of-body exploration and remote viewing. And now that we know that consciousness moves on and we're more than our physical body, how do we play with that? And then that led us to the last film in the series, The Path Evolution, which we're bringing out to LA to say, okay, now that we know about this and we play with it, what do we do as consciousness to evolve? How do we evolve as humans? And through this trilogy series, we have followed amazing experts in the field of consciousness, the first being Tom Campbell. And The Path Evolution really highlights his theory and what he calls his big toe, or theory of everything, and his view on how consciousness is very much similar to a virtual reality. So if people haven't been introduced to Tom's work, this documentary actually highlights kind of a very big overview of what his theory is on consciousness. Along with Tom, we have one of the top leading out-of-body experts, William Buhlman, who also joins in on the conversation. And also our trilogy series has followed the work of Robert Monroe and the Monroe Institute. And in The Path Evolution, Bob Monroe had done some work way back in the 70s with the binaural beats and getting these quote-unquote explorers, is what he called them, to go out of body and have contact with entities and bring back messages and channeling that. So we even have excerpts of the Explorer files in The Path Evolution to actually see what some of this consciousness and connection with entities was talking about in the 70s in the approach to finding out how is evolution in man very important as the growth of our consciousness. So this film is just loaded with information, and we're so excited to have also Paul Rademacher and Skip Atwater, who were former executive director and the president of the Monroe Institute, to also join in the documentary series to also explain their expertise in what they've learned through the study of consciousness. And those of you who might be familiar with Skip Atwater's work, he was military personnel that was involved in the classified Stargate mission in remote viewing that our military had. So we have really, really exciting information in our documentaries. But The Path Evolution really takes the cake. I think it's one of the most riveting documentaries out there that's really speaking to the level of consciousness. How do we evolve as human beings? How does consciousness evolve? And we're just so excited to bring it to LA and actually have Tom be there for the meet and greet and the Q&A panel afterwards. There's something really spectacular and something so different about going to a screening, watching a movie like this, having your mind completely boggled and have a ton of questions, and then be able to actually ask some questions to the experts themselves. So we're really excited to bring the film out there.
Tom Campbell and his lectures are YouTube sensations, but most of us have met him in these intimate weekend events. Donna Aveni and her husband, Keith Warner, are the team that make MBT events happen all over the world. They've been working with Tom for 12 years, and Donna's here to share with us why these events are so special. Donna?
These events are so special because you get personal time with Tom. You get to ask your own questions. And the feedback that we've gotten from all of the events that we've put on is really humbling to us. The stories that you hear, the people that you meet, the energy, the networking, the interacting with others. These experiences are very special to people. You get to ask questions of a man who's explored reality from the outside in. This is not a common thing. This is a unique set of qualifications that no one else I know has. And everyone who's been to a live event has been glad that they were there. Those attending Daghda's MBT LA event will be in for a special experience.
Well, Dr. MacCuolahan is our hostess for the MBT LA event, and Daghda is considered a leading authority on my big toe, the MBT theory.
There's a new theory on the block, my big toe MBT theory, as it has come to be known, written by American nuclear physicist Tom Campbell. Tom's theory answers what happened before the Big Bang, why particles are probability distributions. Tom's theory answers who are we, where do we come from, and why we're here. It defines the meaning and purpose of life. It defines the paranormal as perfectly normal. It defines communication with guidance and reincarnation as part of a natural process. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. A key element in Tom's work is a complete understanding of why compassion is necessary for human evolution. What this means is that Tom has been able to scientifically derive the reason, the mechanics behind why it is that at the individual level, we all need to learn to be more kind, compassionate, and loving. Tom's theory has a personal application. It's a blueprint for consciousness, so it's a blueprint for you. Is this not what we've all been waiting for?
And no matter who you are or what your background is, MBT has the potential to dramatically change your life, open your eyes to a larger view of existence and reality. Come on to Los Angeles, meet and question a true rock star of science.